Good morning,
Good morning, it's Samantha.
Jessica, Kathleen. You're rocking the curly hair again, and I love it. And I've been very straight-haired this week,
Well,
and we're swapping spots.
switcheroo.
See if you can tell us apart. Spot the difference.
Such sisters. So much in common.
Yeah,
Not a lot, actually. We're actually quite
we're
different.
very different.
But I tell you one thing we have in common.
Sisters from the same mister.
That's true. True. We both have border collies.
We both have husbands.
They're good husbands.
We both have children.
We both have kids.
We both have similar eyes. Look. Similar eyes.
Okay. We both were born in Australia.
We both have similar hair colour, really, naturally.
Naturally.
And
Whatever
artificially.
that is. We both appreciate fresh food.
Yes.
Good cooking.
DIY.
Yes. True.
Doing things that traditionally were saved for boys to do, like woodwork,
Yes.
knots,
Knots.
metalwork, if I could get my hands on some welding equipment. I think we would both love that.
I would love to do, now I've forgotten what it's called, blacksmithing.
Oh, same.
That would be amazing.
Wearing overalls.
I love overalls so much.
Yeah.
We both enjoy being in bare feet.
Yeah. Yes, true. We don't mind walking in mud or being dirty or uncomfortable.
We do love that. And
So-
we love honesty. That's
Yes.
both very important for both of us.
Yeah.
But we're here to read the Bible, actually. So it's nice that we've got some things in common. You like structure, I'm more spontaneous.
Yes.
So together,
Watch out.
it can be a bit wild.
Watch out. Yeah, but you know what? We can embrace differences.
That's right.
We have the main things in common.
We both like digging up old things that we didn't realize that we had.
We love old things.
We do.
We do love scouring op shops and finding old, well-loved things that
Treasures.
remind us of our nanas.
That's true.
Yeah.
I found an old lipstick today.
What brand is this?
You guess.
Retro Yves Saint Laurent.
No.
Oh,
No.
Guillaume.
No.
Is that how you say it?
No.
Clarins.
No.
Chanel.
Yes.
Oh.
I was really like, I'm getting a bit parched. It's quite cool these mornings.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need
Put a
lip
bit of
balm.
lippy on.
So I found a lip balm that actually was a lipstick. But you know what?
I like it. You know what? You know what? Tell me.
You tell me.
No, you were going to tell me what you know.
Well, I was just going to say I don't want to be an adulterous woman with lips that lead the wrong way. But this is just for my husband and me.
And everyone watching.
Oh no.
It's okay to wear lipstick.
Yeah.
It changes your brain sometimes. It's
Does
like
it?
sometimes if I'm working from home or I'm just in the office not seeing clients, if you put your proper clothes on,
Yeah.
for example,
Yeah.
you're just more inclined to work.
Yeah.
And if you put your lippy on, you're more inclined to feel like fresh and
Well, I feel moisturised now. That was the aim. Tick, tick.
there you go.
Yeah.
Multiple benefits.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
feel like I should pop some lippy on.
Well, maybe next video. You can dig up an old treasure too.
I do have a few old treasures around.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's not get distracted. A soft answer turneth.
We're
what?
ready.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
reading. This is
okay.
Proverbs 15.
Yes.
A soft
It is.
answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
The tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of the fools poureth out foolishness.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good.
A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit.
A fool despiseth his father's instruction, but he that regardeth reproof is prudent.
In the house of the righteous is much treasure, but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble.
The lips of the wise disperse knowledge, but the heart of the foolish doeth not so.
The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight.
The way of the wicked is an abomination unto the Lord, but he loveth him that followeth after righteousness.
Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way. And he that hateth reproof shall die.
Hell and destruction are before the Lord. How much more, then, the hearts of the children of men?
A scorner loveth not one that reproveth him, neither will he go unto the wise.
A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken.
The heart of him that hath understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on foolishness.
All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast.
Better is little with the fear of the Lord than great treasure and trouble therewith.
Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred therewith.
A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife.
The way of the slothful man is an hedge of thorns, but the way of the righteous is made plain.
A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish man despiseth his mother.
Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly.
Without counsel, purposes are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors they are established.
A man hath joy by the answer of his mouth, and a word spoken in due season. How good is it?
It is good. The way of life is above to the wise, that he may depart from hell beneath.
The Lord will destroy the house of the proud, but he will establish the border of the widow.
Wow. The thoughts of the wicked are an abomination to the Lord, but the words of the pure are pleasant words.
He that is greedy of gain troubleth his own house, but he that hateth gifts shall live.
The heart of the righteous studieth to answer, but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things.
The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous.
The light of the eyes rejoiceth the heart, and a good report maketh the bones fat.
The ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise.
He that refuseth instruction despiseth
Such a tricky word.
despiseth his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding.
So many in that one. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. Wow. There's so much amazing stuff in there.
Do you know what? I was looking at it going, this is like a recipe.
Oh, yeah.
Put this in, leave this out. Make sure this is in, make sure this is out. If you want to be wise, follow the recipe of wisdom.
Great.
If you want to be a fool, chuck the wisdom out. Despise it, hate it, be grievous for it.
Yeah.
And love the evilness of it, and you will find that it will definitely be a recipe of foolishness.
A recipe for disaster, you might say.
Yeah.
He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake.
That's scary.
That's scary about who people say that about. Santa or Father Christmas or whatever made-up name you want to use.
Yeah.
But it's funny how words from the Bible, words of wisdom, can be twisted and used
by the world
in a weird way.
That's right. To make it look like it was always from that source.
That's right.
You know, if you sang or even said those words to a little kid, they'll be like, oh, Christmas or whatever.
Be good for Santa.
But it's from chapter 15 of Proverbs.
The Lord actually is watching.
He sees the evil. He sees the good.
Mm-hmm. And his eyes are in every place.
Yeah, that's incredible. And notice it's not an eye. It's the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah.
Incredible. I drew so many pictures in my notes today.
I thought you might have been wearing lipstick because we've got so many more lips again in here.
There's lots of lips. there's a lot of pictures in Proverbs.
Yeah.
There was a little spot in there, and it reminded me of another spot. There's a few spots in the Bible where it does this, where it uses one letter of the alphabet with 3 words all in a row.
That's called alliteration in the literary world.
Now, someone said that the other day, and that was you, Jess, that I just met the other day. And you said is that how you say it? Alliteration?
Alliteration, yeah.
Where it's double or triple the letters.
Yeah.
And I pretended I knew what you were talking about. And as you were saying it, I actually thought, oh, that's what that must mean.
Right.
Do you know, I don't even know if I've ever heard that word before.
Oh, I remember it because my favourite subject at school was like language and English and, not writing poetry, but that's part of that.
Yeah. So I think it's here, verse 14. The heart of him that hath understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of fools feedeth on foolishness.
Yes, that's alliteration.
A, B, C, D, E, F. 6, 6, 6. Can you see that?
Whoa.
Fools feedeth foolishness. It's interesting. I'm not absolutely great at maths. I'm actually better at English, even though I don't know the word alliteration. Is that how you say it?
I don't think you need to know it. Get by in life.
But I get excited about when the word actually shows us multi-level things.
Yeah.
It's not just a sentence. Like it's an alive verse from God that's speaking to you, explaining to you.
It just shows you his amazing ways and wisdom that he can do multiple things at once.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's that verse, layer upon layer, precept upon precept. And as we dig into the word and we get nourished on it and we eat more of it and we meditate on it, eat it up, regurgitate it more, keep doing that, you actually realize there was so much more in that verse and you keep doing it and you actually feel fat in the bones.
Do you know what? That can't happen unless you are repeatedly reading the same parts.
True.
Can it? You read it once, you're like, oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, that's about Santa. You read it a few times, you read it a few more, and you'll get more and more and more out of it.
That's true.
It will blow your mind every time.
Great. What are your thoughts on something else in there? That was my stomach. I'm sorry about that. I don't even know if anyone heard. Sometimes I speak more than I ought.
Yeah, just let's listen for a minute.
Okay, while you're looking, verse 1 talks about a soft answer. Turns away wrath.
Yeah.
If we look at verse 18, read verse 1 and then read verse 18. Is that all right? Go back there.
A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
Verse 18.
A wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth the strife.
So it's interesting how that softness and patience of answering rather than just going straight in there and stirring it up. Like, I mean, we've seen that. I think most people have seen the difference between a soft answer, a listening ear.
I think we talked about that yesterday where, it's easy to be in the moment and just respond with your flesh, especially if you want to defend, some action that you've taken or something that you've said. Even if it's a good thing you're defending, it is easy to respond in a way that isn't soft.
It reminds me of playing Snap as a kid.
How? What?
Just how many bangs and quickness and...
What's Snap? Maybe the people
Hang
out
on.
there don't know. Maybe our yodeling, sausage-eating friends don't know what Snap is.
Do you know what Snap means?
I know.
Oh, okay. When you've got a card game and I have a turtle and you put an eagle on and I put a cow on.
And I put a cow on.
Snap! Yeah.
Snap!
Yeah, and you end up with black hands almost. And it's aggressive! But you can actually be stealth mode about it. You just slide it in. Yes. Some people are actually really calm and win. You're going to win with a soft answer. That's how snappy you can be.
This is like that situation where you're heaping coals upon the head of somebody by your behaviour. Even though you might know you're right, by just remaining humble, remaining calm, let your behaviour be your communication.
I'm going to take that on. That's very good.
Well, I didn't come up with it, so.
But I'm accountable to that. How about the last verse in this chapter? It's reminding me when you're talking about this. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom. And before you get honor, you have to have humility. If you think about it, that is the perfect example that Jesus made in his earthly life.
Yeah, wow.
He came as a servant. He came as a baby, virgin birth to Mary.
Great example.
Grew up just as the son of a carpenter.
Yeah.
Earthly son.
Wandering around in the market.
Yeah. Being obedient to his parents.
Flipping tables. I saw, as we were driving through Gympie the other day, I saw a sign. There was a little market going on the left. And I said, oh, that's a little market. How come I didn't know about this market? I love markets. And then Darren said, what kind of market will be on there today? And then we saw a little sign that said, Witches Market.
No.
Yeah. And my first instinct was, let's go and flip some tables.
Wow.
We didn't.
Was it actually WITCH?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a witches market in Gympie.
Yeah. Darren's like, what are they buying there? Cauldrons.
Wow.
Well, they're not buying anything nice. So, yes, I didn't flip the tables, but we did pray about it as we passed.
And I think the more you understand what God hates, it does make you realize, firstly, you need to pray about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And secondly, there can be actually something that we can do sometimes about situations when God does hate things. It does actually help solidify my walk as what if they're bold enough to put out that they've got a witches market. What about having a Jesus market?
I know. That's what we said.
Really?
Yeah. That would get some tables flipped. People are very offended by Jesus. More offended than by witches.
The cross is an offence to those that don't believe.
Do you know what? This reminds me, just quickly, because we can finish up and be at a reasonable time today.
Really?
When I was in primary school, I just moved to a new school. Mm-hmm. I was very proud of my cleverness as a child. Okay, my mum told me a lot how clever I was. So I was an annoying little child probably. So I was in my new school. I think it was maybe grade 3, which is maybe I was 7. I don't know, something like that.
You're probably 2.
So
clever.
I was sitting in this class and the teacher was telling us, and it wasn't a Catholic school, it was just a little public school, Moona Primary School in Tasmania, Australia.
Okay.
And the teacher was telling us about some poor children from overseas. And she was telling us the story, and we were watching a video. It was probably like Compassion Australia that was around in the 80s. It was probably like 1980 something.
World Vision.
It was actually the year the dollar coin came out, if anyone knows when that was. Anyway,
yeah.
Maybe something like that.
They haven't always been.
No. So I'm sitting there and watching this little video, and she said, "Now, do you know what? There is something that all of us can do for these people right now." And I was like, I'm going to show this teacher I'm so smart. I know what we can do for them. I put my hand up.
Samantha,
she said, yes,
Samantha
Sam?
Louise, what would you like to say?
Feel sorry for them?
Oh.
And she said, no, sweetheart, we can pray for them.
She said that?
I had never heard of this concept in my life. So my little face was like, oh, I was wrong. But I've always remembered that.
But she was right.
She was right.
100% right.
Mrs. Coates.
Mrs. Coates may have actually been someone that loved Jesus, just diligently serving her local community at a primary school.
She might have been praying for me.
And you're remembering this. You know what the smartest thing is? That you remember that moment.
Yeah.
That's amazing, Samantha.
Yeah.
Well, we know the power of prayer. Jesus prayed, firstly, so if it's good enough for him, I'm in.
Yeah.
And secondly, the Apostle Paul, who Jesus spoke directly to for this age of grace that we're living in now, to explain to us how to live in the will of God, tells us to pray continuously. So that is a really good tip.
Well, it's also just a reminder for all of us that sometimes we're so busy, but just those little things that we do, that those people in our lives that have done the praying for us, because I'm sure if she's a believer and she's praying for those little World Vision children, she was praying for her class.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So we're praying for the witches' market.
We'll pray for the witches' market.
That they will realise that they can change their name and do something different with their
lives.
Yeah.
And why not just have a little challenge for the whole week this week to just pray for everyone you come into contact with.
That's a great idea.
Everyone you see. It doesn't have to be a long prayer. It just has to be a quick little acknowledgement.
That's beautiful. That's powerful. And just like we've read that Jesus, who is God sees everything. His eyes are everywhere. He also, in a little bit after, I can't remember where it is in my notes, he also, verse 29. Let's read that.
I love your notes.
Let's read 29. You read it.
The Lord is far from the wicked, but he heareth the prayer of the righteous.
You guys are righteous out there because you believe that Jesus is God and that his word is true, and you're sealed and saved because of your faith in his finished work. You're righteous. Pray the prayers always. He's going to hear them.
Amen.
Amen.
See you tomorrow for Proverbs
chapter 15.
16.
It just happened so fast, Sam. 16.
See you.
God bless you.
Bye.